Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Argostars Yugioh deck profile for Post-Alliance Insight. This is a continuous trap monster deck that focuses on using the different Argostar traps to set up more of a banished playstyle using these Argostar monsters, and with the new support we got from Alliance Insight, it gives us a new main deck monster and more search power in the form of a new spell for the deck, and we'll have even more support coming out in the following set for this deck in the form of a new boss monster, Xyz monster, to use as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the original main deck monster, running 3 copies of Argostars Glorious Adra. During your opponent's turn, if you control a continuous trap card, quick effect, you could banish this card from your hand and make the attack of one monster on the field 0 to the end of this turn. If it's normal summon this turn, your opponent can activate card or effects in response to the activation of your continuous traps or their effects, and you can banish this card you control, place up to 2 Argostar continuous traps with different names from your hand and or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone, giving you those cards to then use as the additional protection and setup depending on the Argostars trap that you set up to use with this card. Our new monster is Argostars Fierce Parth. With this card, it gains 700 attack and defense for each Argostar monster with different name you control except this card. You go and use each of the following effects of Fierce Parth once per turn. Quick effect, you can reveal this card in your hand. Return one Argostar's continuous trap you control to the hand. And if you do special summon this card, you can banish this card you control, set one continuous trap from your hand, and it can be activated this turn. Additional setup for that continuous trap, because it doesn't just have to be the added continuous trap of the Argostars, it could be the wide variety of other continuous traps we are running in the deck as well for this card. And then just being able to reveal this card, bouncing the continuous cards that we set up with Adra back to the hand as well to special summon this resource out on the field to use. And then the rest of the main deck monsters, 1 copy of Dimension Shifter, and then the 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Just more banish power, relying on the actual banish of our cards and shutting down our opponent's plays. So whether it be with Dimension Shifter or some of the other spells we run for the banish power, just the small hand trap lineup to go with the majority of traps we run in the deck also. For the spells, 3 of the field spell, Argostars Home Stadium. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, add 1 Argostars card from your graveyard or banish to your hand. Each time a continuous trap in the spell and trap card zone is special summoned to your field, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And once per chain, if a continuous trap activates its effect in your monster zone while you have a banished Argostar, you can target a face-up card your opponent controls and negates effects to the end of this turn. Just more recycle power in the form of this continuous field spell, and being able to just gain life points back on top of the useful playstyle of what the Argostars are meant to do. For our new spell, we're running 3 copies of Argostars Giant Slaying. This quick play spell, you add 1 Argostar monsters from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, if a continuous trap is in your monster zone or a continuous trap with an effect that special summons it and your monster zone is in your spell and trap card zone, you can normal summon 1 warrior monster during your main phase, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 2 cards on the field, including an Argostar's continuous trap you control, return them to the hand. So this card just gives you more and more of that initial setup you need for your Argostar monsters, being able to have that search power for the Argostar monster you need with the low number of the 2 we are running in the deck, and then just the added special summon power, being able to gain an additional normal summon for those monsters to use as well. We're also running 3 copies of Dimensional Fissure for the added banish power in the deck. Really not affecting us with our continuous traps, but definitely affecting our opponent with any plays they may try to do against us. The 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance, because we only have a few cards that I would say are necessary for helping setup in the deck. So being able to banish the rest for more draw power to get into more of our continuous traps definitely does help with this card specifically. And then for the 1-ofs for the spells, 1 Reinforcements of the Army, 1 Call by the Grave, and then the 1 triple Tactics talent to finish off the spells for the main deck. For the traps, we're running 3 copies of Argostars Lightning to Do. When this card is face up, while this card's face up in the spell and trap card zone, warrior monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. And once per turn, you can discard 1 card, special summon this card as an effect monster, warrior light level 4, 2000 attack and 2000 defense, with the following effects of this card is also still a trap. Then you can add 1 Argostars card from your deck to your hand except for a Lightning to Do. And once per turn, quick effect, you can place this card face up in your spell and trap card zone, having the option to use this card as that monster and then immediately place it back back in the Spell and Trap card zone to then reuse again later. Having the option for the attack boost as well goes well with our Fierce Parth monster and her own attack gain as well. And 3 copies of our Argostars Slayer Yugioh. With this one, while you control this face-up spell and trap, warriors you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card effect, special summon this card as an effect warrior monster with 800 attack and defense, level 4. And the additional effects of your effect, if you have a banished following Argostar monster, you can return one card on the field to the hand. And once per turn quick effect, you can place this card in the spell and trap card zone. It's that return power that the Argostar cards have that definitely do help with the initial playstyle of the deck to begin with. And then lastly, for the Argostar cards, 2 copies of Argostars Swift Kapan. While this card is face up in the spell and trap card zone, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. So you have the card effect, the attack boost, and the destroy by battle protection with all 3 of the different traps we run in the deck. Just having this one as another 1800 attack, 1800 defense monster, and then also gaining life points if you have a banished Argostars card, gaining that effect when summoned, and being able to return it to the spell and trap card zone as well. Some of our other trap monsters include 1 statue of Anguish Pattern, 1 Apophis of the Swamp Deity, and then the 1 angel statue of Azuroon, and trying out one of the new Tiki piece from the Alliance Insight booster pack, all with a variety of effects, whether they be destruction, the added send power, and then just the overall power of the additional traps being able to be searched with our Silhat Rabbit, and the remaining traps being the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Just another hand trap spot along with the Dimensional Shifter and the Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. For the extra deck, I have 1 copy of Silhat Rabbit. I would definitely recommend running 3 with the Pot of Extravagance lineup. You can always replace the additional monsters like the Akashic Magician and the Moon, the Closed Heaven for 3 more copies of this card, along with the 1 Haggard Lizardos and the 1 SP Little Knight for the Link 2 monsters. 2 Nightmare Unicorn, once again, just to have the shot of keeping 1 after the banish with Pot of Extravagance, the 1 Access Code, and the 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, with the Xyz monsters being the next big part since all of the Argostar monsters are level 4 monsters. So the 1 copy of number 41 Baguska, the 1 Castel, the 1 Tornado Dragon, the 1 Time Thief Redoer, and then the 1 Sky Thunder and the 1 Sky Crisis to finish off the extra deck as well. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, the new setup that our new spell, Argostars Giant Slaying, definitely does help with. Being able just to immediately after the setup of our cards, give us the additional search for our specific Argostar monster that we may need. So depending on which one we have in our hand, we will use the spell to search out the other one. Having that additional normal summon as well, you want to go for your initial search for this card as well. So if you have a Glorious Ardra, I would say it's the better setup because then you can use the Banish to set up the 2 Argostars traps in our spell and trap card zone, activating our Giant Slaying to add the additional 1 from our deck to your hand. Then if a continuous trap is face up, you can then special summon that monster in itself as a monster with that special summon in your spell and trap card zone. And then you can normal summon 1 more monster during your main phase. So having that continuous trap or a continuous one that's special summon, you gain that normal summon of your Fierce Parth on the field as well for the added banish to set 1 and be activated this turn as well. So then you can set the additional continuous trap that you may have in your hand ready to use as setup on the field with your other Argostar monsters. The big play will be in the next set using these level 4 traps as overlay to then go into our Xyz monster of choice, with the boss monster being the one that we'll definitely be using the most. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.